So today I've been doing a lot of thinking around some of the beliefs I've been holding in regards to pursuing the things that I want to pursue. And I think this is very universal in terms of what I've heard my friends or peers or students talk about when it comes to going after the job they want or the career they want or that dream, and it's very much around thinking that you need to be perfect or it needs to be right before you can do it. Like I always my excuse or my belief has always been, well, no, I can't do fashion, or I can't write, or I can't do this, or I can't do that because I don't have any experience, I haven't studied it. I wouldn't fucking know where to start, and I can't just do it. Like I'm not just gonna do something without a job title that is encouraging me and directing me how to do it. And I just think I'm just thinking about it more and more. And my coach, I always, whenever I see her on social media posting and wow, you're so confident, you just do it so easily and quickly, and she's doing posting all the time, I'm like, wow, you're just popping off 24/7. And she's like, yeah, well, a lot of the time I don't know what I'm doing and it's very messy and I'm just following inspiration. And then it made me think more about all my peers, and I was always really jealous of people who were just fucking 21 or 22 or 25, just any age younger than me, or even the same age as I was at the time, who had businesses or were doing just crazy shit. And I was like, fuck, how do you do that? And I would feel super inadequate and just think yeah, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do the same? Why can't I excel in the same way? And I'm just really thinking about all the people that I admire, whether it's my peers or my friends or just influencers and people that I follow on social media, and I love what they're doing. And they've got this very extensive history, job history. And I wonder, how the fuck have you done all of this by the age of 30? And how have you how are you this confident? I'm literally baffled. But I think when I think about it more and more and more, and I reflect back in terms of my role in my head of it has to be perfect, it has to be right before you even do it, before you even attempt it, it's that's kind of bullshit, and the confidence that all of these people have accumulated comes directly from trial and error, in navigating all of these things that they're doing, and eventually becoming great at what they do. You don't just, I don't know, it's one of those things where the more I think about it and the more I talk about it, this whole idea and belief that I've had on a pedestal of no, I can't go near that until I'm perfect, until I know how to do X, Y, and Z. And it's just completely shattering. I'm wow, it's not true. It's so not true. And you've believed it to be true for this long. I honestly feel a lot of people are just winging it and learning as they go and just trying their best. And I guess that's what we don't see. We don't see the process behind everything. We just kind of see when everyone's at this really good, desirable state. Yeah, it's, oh God. Oh my God. Because I think now that I'm just like doing it, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. Because for a long time I was like, no, I'm not doing it until I have this skill and this knowledge and I've studied it and I have job experiences so that I can feel confident and competent. But I don't need that to give me permission to do it, you know? And it's a whole permission thing. Like, can I give myself permission to try? Can I give myself permission to do it? Can I give myself permission to be seen as this person who does this thing? I keep saying this, but really it is us. It is us that stands in our way. It is us that gives ourselves permission to believe in something, to believe in the possible or the impossible. And I just like was thinking about it today and thinking about one of my the jobs I've had, you know, coaching gymnastics or teaching English. And I even think back to like coaching gymnastics, you know, even though I got my qualifications and was able to teach and support certain skills, when it came to doing that in the gym, like, you know, a child would be like, yeah, I want to do a flick, or I want to do a tuck back, or I want to do this thing, and I'm like shitting myself. And obviously, thank God, we can have another coach to stand by us. But I'm like, yeah, I'm qualified, but I fucking hate doing this. I don't feel comfortable. I'm really scared I'm gonna drop you on your head. But I completely learned through just doing it and just putting myself out there. And what is so funny, which I'm like remembering now, is when I was head coach or a more senior coach, I was able to help and support coaches that were younger than me or coaches that were just starting out. And I would tell them, well, you know, you only can get better at this and feel comfortable at this if you do it. And I'm like, well, that's the same for me. I just think my excuse now is that, well, it's just a different industry, blah, blah, blah. But it's the same principle, you know? You learn as you go. And I really believed that I needed to know everything before I was capable of doing it, and before I felt like I was deserving and worthy enough to put myself out there and to be seen as someone who was creative, or not even just like was creative, but someone that is involved in a creative career. And yeah, I really just think more about the people that I admire and look up to. I'm just like, they're just normal. I'm pretty sure everything is not perfect and right, but they're still doing it anyway. That's it, right? My mind is like shattering. I'm just like, whoa, 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 whoa. And can you believe it's taken me 29 years to just completely let go of this belief and tell myself and realize, because I think obviously like you can tell yourself something, but if you don't like consciously realize it, then you won't believe it and you won't get it. But now I'm like, I realize that this isn't true and that you can do whatever the fuck you want and claim it with confidence and conviction, because I don't think everyone knows what they're doing, and that's okay. And maybe some people know what they're doing, and you know, to some extent, but not fully, and that's also okay. And I do think, yeah, there is a stage and a point where you do know what you're doing, but you have to not know what you're doing first, and to actively do that consistently to build up to the point where you do know what you're doing. You know, it's like, honestly, it's like when I would do tricks and stuff like that in gymnastics, I'd fuck around with a cartwheel, and then eventually I'm like, oh yeah, now I know how to do a cartwheel. but I've got to play with that. And I'm like, well, this is the same. It's the same. Which is like pretty cool. And it makes it not, like it's no longer this big scary thing. I just always saw it as like a big fucking monster. I was like, no, I can't do this because I'll look stupid, because I don't have any experience and I don't have any knowledge and I haven't studied it, so I don't have permission to do it. And it's like who are you waiting to give yourself permission that it's okay to do this thing? Really, you're waiting for yourself. And sometimes we look for, I guess it can be, you know, like, yeah, you look for permission from someone else, and that permission you get from someone else is then the permission that you allow yourself, if you know what I mean. And it's so weird. It's so weird. Yeah, it's so weird to just think that everyone's just doing it on the go, and you know, no one's like fucking a full-on professional from the get-go. Oh my god, that's it. No one's a full-on professional from the get-go. So I'm happy that I realized this. I'm still like processing it. I think I'm like digesting it, holding it, understanding it, and then I'm like, yeah, fuck it, go, do everything, Dana, do everything you want. Because I think that's one of my biggest blocks. It's like I'm not qualified or experienced enough to do this, so I can't do it. But you don't need to be qualified or experienced to do it. I'm not like trying to be a surgeon, so it's not even that much of a big deal, you know. I'm in shock.